Lovelies, I hope you're all well. Last night I was actually watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians marathon on E! Of the Khloe Kardashian wedding, and they organised the wedding in 9 days, which I have to say is pretty impressive. But anyway, apart from my reality TV addiction, I was looking at the wedding and she had the most beautiful dresses for the bridesmaids that were lilac, and of course most of them had dark hair and they were very bronzed. So I was thinking, oh, if I was wearing a dress like that, I wonder what makeup I would wear. And say, for example, dreaming, oh, I wish I could be the makeup artist for that wedding, and what I would put on the girls if they wanted to coordinate their makeup with their outfits. So I came up with the idea for this look. Now I know it's not very wintry, it's quite a kind of spring, summer kind of look, but I thought I would show it to you as I think it's actually really pretty and I really like it. So if you guys want to see how I did this, then stay tuned for the tutorial. First thing I'm going to do is just take a little bit of Painterly Paint Pot by MAC and just with my ring finger apply that all over my lid. If you have very oily lids and are prone to creasing a lot, then I would suggest that you put a little bit of Urban Decay's Primer Potion underneath the paint pot, because this prevents creasing for about 6 to 8 hours, whereas Urban Decay Primer Potion pretty much lasts all day and then through the night as well. Now the first colour we're going to take is actually going to be vanilla eyeshadow from MAC. Mine is just in a quad, but it's just an off-white creamy eyeshadow, and we're going to pat that on with a dense brush. I'm just using the MAC 239 here. So we're really pressing it on to get a good concentration of this light creamy colour on the inner third of our eye. Next I'm taking a lilac eyeshadow. Now you want it to have minimal shimmer. I don't have a purely matte one, but what I do have is Digit, and this is what it looks like. It's a very pale, kind of milky lilac lavender colour. And we're just going to use the same brush and really pack it on our brush and put that in the centre of our eye. It's a very light colour, so it should blend into that vanilla really, really easily. Now we're going to take a darker purple eyeshadow, and the one I'm using is Fig 1, which looks like this, and this is also a matte colour. Any kind of dark matte purple will do just fine. Just putting some of that on my 239. And then, as usual, what I like to do for the outer corner is just imagine there's a line going out from your lower lash line, just like that, and put my brush along that imaginary line and then just sweep inwards. And this is how we get a really nice sharp corner at the right angle. So once you've done that, we're just going to pack a little more of that shadow on the outer corner and start gently sweeping it inwards. And because all these colours are pretty much matte, they can be a little bit difficult to blend. So what I do is just take a clean 217 brush and start blending at those edges. So the trick to this look is to blend, 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 because using matte colours, they're not going to go together as seamlessly as shimmers. I think that's why a lot of people start off using a lot of shimmery eyeshadows, because they are so much easier to blend, and also the shimmer kind of masks if you made any mistakes, as a lot of the light is bouncing off it. So now I kind of have the look I'm going for. Don't worry about the top edge, I was quite rough with it because we are going to be putting the brown there that we have here. So if you're a little bit messy around here, it's fine, just as long as your lid is nicely blended. Now what we're going to do is take another blending brush, just a clean 217 is what I'm using, and we're going to take a medium brown colour, or quite light in my case. I'm going to use Wedge. This is my favourite kind of matte blending colour, and I'm just going to use that in the crease and then also blend it up towards my eyebrow, but not quite all the way. Just add a little at a time. You don't want to add too much and make this look too dark, because we do want it to remain like girly and pretty, not too sultry and smoky. So once we've blended that brown, I'm just going to go and do the underneath part of the eye. On the outer corner, what I'm going to do is just put in that dark purple, the Figure 1. And for this, I'm using a pencil brush. This is the 219 from MAC. Then in the center I'm going to put a little bit of the digit and blend it towards the tear duct where we already have a little bit of vanilla. Below that, what I'm going to do is take a little bit of the wedge and just blend it slightly underneath where we've put the purple. This just smokes out the bottom liner a little bit and ties it in with the top. Since we have so much going on up here, for example on this eye you can see, we don't want to have just a really plain bottom eye because it can make your eyes look a little kind of deer in the headlights because you have nothing here. So that's why I like to add a little bit of dark colour on the outer edge and also smoke it up a little bit just so it's balanced. Now with the same pencil brush, I'm just going to take a dark brown, and for this I'm going to use espresso. Of course it's a matte colour again. So just got a little bit of that and we're going to put that in the crease. I'm just using this pencil brush to place the colour, and we're going to join it to the lower lash line as well. So the outer V is darker, and this gives our eye a little bit more dimension and definition. Now we're just going to blend that out. Make sure you blend really thoroughly because we want it to be very soft. So once everything is nicely blended, it should look something like this. And then while off camera, I also just tidied up the under eye area, got rid of any fallout, and then on top just put in a little bit of powder. And this is the e.l.f.'s Complexion Perfection, and I just used the yellow colour here just to get rid of any purple that may have still fallen down here, and as yellow counteracts purple, as you can see there's no fallout visible. Now it's just time to do our highlight, and since all the shades that we've used today are matte, we're going to be able to add a little bit of shimmer, and for this I'm just using a little bit of dazzlelight just here. It's a slightly shimmery kind of champagne light gold colour, and I'm using that on an angled kind of doe foot brush just to place some right at the arch of the eyebrow to give our eyebrows a little lift. I'm just going to blend that in. Next, I'm just going to do my eyeliner, and for this I'm going to be using Blacktrack's Fluidline, and this is just a brush I got in an eBay set. So I hope my camera doesn't go out of focus. Now I'm just going to add some mascara, and I'm just using a little bit of lashblast. If you have a tendency to be sloppy with your mascara and you get it all over the lid, what I suggest doing is just putting a finger here and then brushing through your lashes, and that way any mascara that from the ends that could transfer back onto your eyeshadow just go on your finger. Now it's time for lashes, and the ones I'm going to use are from Revlon, and these are the flirty lashes. Someone actually left me a comment saying, do you stick the band to the skin or to your eyelashes or to the base of your eyelashes? Please, whatever you do, don't stick it to your actual eyelashes, because then when you take your lash out, you're going to probably rip quite a few of those eyelashes out. Stick it to the skin. You see the white is just above your natural eyelashes. And here we have the final look. Now I'm going to just tell you about what I'm wearing on the rest of my face. On my cheeks I have a little bit of e.l.f. Studio Line blush. This is a really pretty pinky colour, you can see here, and this is in the shade Tickled Pink. And for my lips, all I have done is just outline my lips with Subculture Lip Pencil by MAC, and then filled in the rest of the lip with a little bit of MAC's Cream Cup lipstick, just a really pretty pink. And now as gloss, I'm just going to put a little bit of cream sheen gloss on top, and this is in the shade Ever So Rich. It's just a pale pinky lilac shade. And there we have the final look. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I hope that you enjoyed this Khloe Kardashian wedding inspired look. I shall see you all soon. Bye.